put together a short presentation about each of our classes and some other important information you will need to know for the school year. Each teacher has recorded an audio clip throughout the presentation, so be sure to turn your volume up. Please do not hesitate to contact us with any questions you have following this presentation. We are looking forward to a wonderful school year. Hello, my name is Mrs. Sedlacek, and I am one of the language arts teachers on Team 7B. In 7th grade, language arts is 2 periods long to help balance literacy skills. Since we have longer classes, we have 2 language arts teachers on our team. If your student does not have me for language arts, Miss Christensen is their teacher. This is my 6th year at WMS, and I am also one of the team leaders on our team. I graduated from the University of Nebraska with a bachelor's degree in speech-language pathology in 2013, and immediately went on to pursue my master's degree while working full-time in education. I graduated with my master's degree in 2015 from College of St. Mary, and my endorsements are in the areas of language arts as well as special education. I also wanted to mention that I have a student teacher for first quarter. You may be receiving communication from Mr. Brown throughout the quarter. In our class, we cover the areas of reading, writing, speaking, listening, and multiple literacies. Our first semester is fiction-based, and our second semester focuses on nonfiction. Since our classes are longer, we structure them in a unique way. You will see the structure outlined on the graphic. After our lesson, we will have workshop time, which allows for students to work, share, ask questions, and get extra support from their teachers. Most students will use this time to get their work done or clear up any questions they have. If students use their time wisely, they should not have a lot of homework from our class.
Hi, I'm Miss Christensen, one of the language arts teachers, and I have been teaching language arts in 7th grade for the last 22 years. I graduated from the University of Northern Iowa with a degree in elementary and secondary English education, so I'm certified K-12. I worked at Loveland for 1 year before coming to the middle school, and I guess I've stayed the entire time. I received my master's degree in school counseling and just have never used it because I really still love teaching language arts. Some things that you need to know as a parent of one of our students is that in language arts, our summative grades often occur at the end of a unit because we practice a lot before we do our summative assessments. So quite often these grades might not change drastically until those assessments are in at the end of the quarter. Now, the good news is we do have retakes and redos available for most students who follow through with our procedures. So they just need to talk to us about that procedure. Now, when you're on PowerSchool, we want you to click on anything that is highlighted blue or has like a link on it, especially on the assignment where you can hit view and read our comments. So if there's something that we need to communicate to you directly about the assignment, we could put it on PowerSchool under those comments. And then students often get work done in class or they don't have much homework. So we would like you to always encourage them to do their IXL language arts skills or to read their book when they have no homework. We really encourage every student to read at least 15 minutes every single day. Now, that is because in language arts, we have an independent reading assignment every quarter where they must read a book of their choice. And then these students create a book talk where they share with what they've read. Now, this book should be with them throughout the day while they're at school, so that if there is any downtime in classes, they have that book to read. And it also gives them a nice computer break to have to read a book instead of a laptop. If you have any questions, we would love to receive emails from you, and you will see at the very top that Ms. Sedlacek's and my email are posted. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ms. Butler, and I am the 7B math teacher. I teach Math 7 as well as Honors Math 7. A little information about my class that you need to know is that both classes are based on the Nebraska College and Career Readiness Standards. So Westside goes directly off of what Nebraska wants us to teach. So our curriculum is completely based around that. In Honors Math, we teach the same material that we do the regular math classes. However, we teach it at a quicker pace. That leaves us time the last month or so of the year to get into more advanced topics that will prepare the honors students to move on to algebra. Because there are so many state standards and we have so much material to cover this year, expect your student to have math homework 95% of the time. We give out homework most nights for math. To meet proficiency, we have to practice the standards, and that requires, like I said, that homework every night. And the assignments will vary. Sometimes it'll be a worksheet. Other times it will be online with some IXL topics, a Kahoot, a Quizzes, filling out a Google slide. Sometimes honors will have homework out of the textbook. There is no textbook for Math 7, so if you haven't seen one, that's okay. All of my work, including video lessons, will be posted on Google Classroom. So that's the first place that students are always going to want to start. They're going to want to look for the lessons and the assignments there. And they'll be listed like underneath Unit 1 or Chapter 1. So that's what they need to look for. Daily homework assignments are going to be entered as formative grades. Other things that will be entered as formative grades will be notebook completion. I'll be looking through their notebooks, those 3-ring binders that they have started, as well as formative quizzes that they take in class. So all of that will make up the 20% of their grade. Mid-chapter quizzes, chapter or unit tests will make up the remaining 80% of their grade. One more thing I'd like to note before I wrap this up is that getting help during this time is really, really important, especially while we're in yellow. I am available after school for help, so if it is your student's day, if they're at school on Monday and you want them to stay after till 3:45 for additional help, that is something that you can take advantage of. Also, there is a live WebEx every day during 5th period with Mrs. Sterling. Mrs. Sterling is my co-teacher, so she will be running a live WebEx from 11 to 11:30, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for any Math 7 students that want some extra help and talk to a teacher at that time. Honors, we're working on setting up a live link as well. I just don't know when that will be. Okay. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to email me. Your student knows how to email me and how to contact me through Google Classroom. I am always open to try and problem solve or troubleshoot if they are struggling with anything. Thank you.
Hi, this is Mrs. Gambiana, and I just wanted to hop on here and introduce myself and talk a little bit about WMS 7th grade science. The main units we cover this year will be physical science, life science, and ecology. And more specific, in physical science, we're going to talk about atoms, elements, and molecules, states of matter, and properties. Life science will focus on ecology. And in earth science, we will study plate tectonics, rocks and minerals, and stratigraphy. The information and classwork your student will need can be found on my Google Classroom site, and the book will be online. Feel free to email me with any questions you have, and let's have a great year.
Hello, my name is Mr. Stricklet. This is my 4th year teaching at Westside Middle School, and this will be my 5th year teaching overall. I was a long-term sub at the high school prior to that, so I've been around the district for quite a while. I was born and raised here in Omaha, Nebraska. I went to Brown L. Talbot, very small college prep school in Dundee. Then from there, I went to St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota. I came back and got my master's education from Creighton, and now I'm getting my master's in history from UNO. So as a lifelong learner, I want to instill that love of learning to my students as well. Social studies for me and for our 7th grade is looking at not just the usual names and dates, but looking at the big ideas, the big concepts. So we're going to start off with covering map skills because, of course, talking about all of these different continents, countries, and people, it's important to know where we can find them. Then from there, we go into Native Americans and ancient Rome and the Middle Ages. Our goal is, even though the focus is on the formation of the Western world, we also want to look at the interconnections with multiple cultures from Africa to South America, all leading to the early United States. Students will have a question of the day starting each day when they come to my class or when they go online. And each question of the day will basically encompass our learning goal. It's never going to be the what, where, when. It's going to be the hows and the whys, the big questions that lead into discussion, lead into the main focus point for that day. In-class work will usually just be a variation of the online learning for that day. So I want to make sure that my students online for that day or my extended learners are getting the same experience or at least a similar experience to those in the classroom. So all in-class work and assignments will be on Google Classroom. Everything, all readings, all videos, all assignments will be posted there. If there are any questions pertaining to any of these things, please email me at that email address, and I look forward to working with you all to have a successful year.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Sterling, and I'm the special education teacher for Team 7B. I co-teach in math classes and support the language arts classes. I also help modify and accommodate for the other classes in 7B. I also teach a couple intervention classes and help students just navigate the big change to 7th grade. Your students may have class with me, and they may also just have a class that I am in. If you have any questions about special education services, please email Miss Jenny Allen, and she will answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about Spark now. Spark is similar to a homeroom in many ways. We focus on things like positive peer support and character building activities, and we also work on academic and organizational skills. One of the main things that Spark is here for is to help your student be more successful.
So for communication for our 7B nights, we have a few options. We want to be hip with the kids, so of course we have an Instagram. If you want to follow us at that handle, 7B Nights. We also got a Facebook for us folks who grew up with that. And they're, of course, going to be interconnected. We'll be giving announcements. We will communicate, awards. Certain students who in 7B who may be either through sports or any of those things will try to appreciate their work and their dedication through those mediums. Then we've got, of course, Google Classroom. That's for all of our classes. Every single 7B teacher will use Google Classroom to put up assignments, videos, lectures, and everything through those. Also, please watch out for an email. We're going to invite you all to our Google Classrooms as well as our Team Google site, where the Team Google site will have our own web page. Now, of course, most of these web pages will just be a link to our Google Classroom, but they will also consist of our syllabi and a few other things.
Our team stresses importance in helping students become successful. We feel that students will be successful if they are prepared for class, stay organized, request help when needed, use their warrior time well, and check PowerSchool regularly. We have many tools in place to help support our students in these areas, such as our team homework tracker, which you should have received the link to in a recent email. Students also have access to the homework tracker from their homeroom teacher. Each student also receives extra support with planning and organization from their homeroom teacher. Each student should have an effective system set up to help them stay organized and be successful at WMS.
Laptops are a great educational resource for students and teachers to use in the classroom. And we teachers all have the same expectations for students using laptops. We would like them to keep their laptop in the school provided case at all times, to keep the laptop closed until instructed to open it by a teacher, that no music, games, or videos should be used without teacher permission, that headphones should remain off and put away until the teacher has given them instructions on how and when to use them, that you should bring the laptop and charger to school every single day, and that the laptop is charged fully at home every night. So by the time they come to first period, it's 100%. We will allow students to charge their laptops throughout the day with the amount of use it will receive. We understand if batteries will drain fast. If a student is disobeying any of these expectations, we will provide consequences or restrictions on their use of computers, or we'll end up with a referral.
ZAPs stand for Zeros Are Not Permitted. Your student may earn a ZAP if their homework is not finished at the time that it is due. We use ZAPs as an opportunity to get caught up on missing work with teacher support. Many times this time is served after school when we are not in a global pandemic. Some teachers may pull students during lunch to serve this ZAP time. And right now, some teachers may schedule this time virtually, most likely on Wednesdays. If your student serves a ZAP after school and they ride the bus, they can catch the late bus. This bus will also stop at the Boys and Girls Club. If your student is not in the school district, there is no transportation provided by the school district.
What can you do to help support the 7B teachers and your student? First, please think of donating boxes of Kleenex, hand sanitizer, Clorox wipes, and pens or pencils to any of the teachers on our team. The Kleenex boxes especially run out very quickly, and after we run out of donations, then the teachers buy that stuff with their own money. Also, please monitor your child's backpack for organization and supplies. As the year goes on, you're going to notice that they will lose their pencils, their folders will get all beat up and torn, so you might need to replace things as the year goes on. And lastly, birthdays are often celebrated in our Sparks because the classes are usually under 20, and we try to get to know the kids really well in Spark. So you may bring food or a drink or both to Spark on any day you want to celebrate your birthday, but we ask that this stuff is store-bought and individually packaged now because of COVID, to also keep allergies in mind so that, a student with nut allergies or gluten allergies or something might still be able to partake in your treat. On behalf of all of the 7B night teachers, we would like to thank you all for your time and support. Please feel free to email us, to call with any of your questions or concerns or comments. We would appreciate that you give us any feedback that can especially help understand your child, because we really do want to work hard with you and the student to make sure that we can achieve as much success for your student as possible. Thank you, and let's hope that 2020-21 will be the greatest school year ever.